The NBA draft is right around the corner, and we have a special treat for you here at CBS Sports HQ. Mike O'Donnell is in studio, and he's going to break down some of the notable prospects in this year's draft. But there is a twist. Welcome to CBS Sports NBA Draft Packs. We have Mike O'Donnell in studio. I'm Jacqueline D'Agostino, and we have been talking about these prospects in so many different ways, but we're getting creative, and we have CBS Sports NBA Draft Packs. We're going to randomly pull out these packs. There's 5 of them, and you don't know who is in them. You don't know what prospects we're talking about. Do you feel ready? You excited?
I'm ready. A little nostalgia. You know, I used to save up money, cut extra lawns, extra yard work to get $15, go to the card store, get a pack of cards. That's good stuff in the 90s.
Yeah, if you don't know, that was the basis of this segment was MOD's nostalgia. So thank you for that. And we're going to get things started with pack number 1. I know what's in here, so I have to say. And we're starting out very, very strong. Let's talk about the SEC Player of the Year first in Dalton Connect.
Good poll here, kind of a random mix, but All-American Dalton Connect. I mean, he was the most versatile scorer in all of college basketball. Think of him as more of an athletic version of Tyler Hero. He will be in the lottery. The most dynamic scorer in college basketball this past season was Dalton Connect because of his ability to create space and use space at a pro level. Quick little drag in transition. He snakes the ball screen, and he's got 1, 2, 3 defenders around him. Look at the athleticism, the ability to go up, underneath, and then over 3 North Carolina defenders. His handle is tough. He keeps his eyes at the rim, and he's always looking to make plays. He's a 3-level scorer. You have to worry about the three-point shot. He's close to 40% from 3. He will blow by you in an instant. This is a great display of athleticism against a very good Auburn defense. It's one of the reasons why he's going to end up being a more athletic version of Tyler Hero. Averaged 21 points per game, almost 40% from 3, and he was the 3rd best scoring efficient player in the nation behind Zach Edey and Jaden Ledee. Again, this is pro-level Dalton Connect right here. Draw a secondary defender, kick it, make the right read, and then relocate to open space. You see Steph Curry, Klay Thompson do that on the regular. Their ability to draw defense and then relocate for open threes. We've seen 3 levels from Dalton Connect. I believe that Connect is going to end up being the best scorer out of any player in this draft.
Next up, we are going mid-major vibes with A.J. Mitchell. Tell us about his player comp. What makes him so special?
California, Santa Barbara, mid-major vibes here. A lot of Manu Ginobili, maybe sprinkle in a little Andrew Nembhard as well. Masterful in the pick and roll. It's going to be hard to find a player in this draft that plays with the kind of pace and smoothness that A.J. Mitchell does. He's been on the NBA radar for years because of his ability to play in pick and roll action and his pace. He doesn't have cheetah speed, but he has rabbit speed, and rabbit speed wins every single time. He's got so much wiggle in his game as a lefty big point guard at 6'5", especially in transition, rejecting the ball screen here because he sees an open driving angle on the left wing. Rejects the ball screen, and this finish is something of an absolute beauty. Right hand, remember he's left-handed, goes underneath the defender. In semi-transition again as well. So good in the pick and roll. Do you switch? Do you double? Do you stay with? Here's the wiggle. Here's the pace. Sells the dribble jumper with his eyes. A lot of Andrew Nembhard and Manu Ginobili in his game. He doesn't have the typical burst of speed, but he has the elite timing and pace. Double high ball screen, pushes the defender right to go left. He's not reading his man. He's reading the help defender at the bottom of the screen, throws it up for the lob. That's what NBA scouts love.
And the final player we're going to talk about in this poll is from Colorado. Mike, you know I'm a Gator fan. I went to Florida, and so I saw firsthand how good this Colorado team is, how many great players they have, and that starts with Cody Williams. What makes him stand out to you?
Really high IQ at 6'8", only 19 years old. Cody Williams would get drafted in the lottery. There's no question about it. He's got a great trail mix type offensive game where he can do a little bit of everything. Cody Williams has been on the NBA radar for a long time, and he's just a very smart and mature scorer first. He's always moving without the basketball. He lets the ball come to him. Understanding where to go on the court is key, but then understanding what to do with the ball when you get it is even better. Catch, rip, that's a baby hook from a freshman in Colorado, one of the best freshmen in the country. Again, he's always setting up his defender, understanding where to go. This is zoom action for Colorado, comes off the DHO and gets downhill. The finish with a left hand at 6'8" is pro-level stuff. You see the speed, the timing. There was a quick little hesitation to give himself a better angle. Cody Williams, the brother of Oklahoma City Thunder forward Jalen Williams, is going to get drafted in the lottery because of his ability to be patient and understanding the defense. His athleticism is really good, but his touch and finish around the rim is even better. This is 6'8". At the three-point line, you have to respect his three-point shot. Look at this finish high off the glass. That is elite, big-time stuff from Cody Williams. Just 19 years old. You want him to be a little bit more assertive, but you are picking him for the prospect of him being big-time in the next 5 years.
All right, so pack number 1 set the bar very high. We're going to see if pack number 2 can deliver as well. You got a good feeling about it?
I always have a great feeling about it. I mean, we're at the card store right now. We are digitally pulling packs of cards right now. This is great. I don't know who's coming, by the way. I have no idea.
This is, again, a reminder. All a surprise to Mike O'Donnell. Great pack here. We're starting with a national champ and Donovan King. And we're talking about like matches a little bit earlier. And you were saying Atlanta potentially for Donovan King before.
Yeah, I think King can go anywhere from 1 through 5. I'll be shocked if he falls outside of the top 5 picks, but he's probably the best rim protector in the draft. His stock only went up and up and up throughout the course of the season. One of the best rim protectors in college basketball was Donovan King. And it wasn't just about blocking shots, it was about playing hard without fouling. This is against Iguodaro of Marquette. He's going to get the first block, absorbs the contact, and then he stays with the play and doesn't foul. Straight up, straight down, always contesting. This is one of the best plays defensively I've ever seen from a 7'2" center. You're on Ryan Kalkbrenner of Creighton. You get a deflection. Watch the feet, watch the eyes, watch the hands. His ability to be in drop coverage but not completely leave his man and take up so much space in the paint. Creighton cannot get anything, specifically because of King on this possession. He has to guard again, pick and roll action, contest without fouling. That is high-level stuff. One of the most underrated parts of his game is his passing. I want you to watch some of these passes. On this little get action for UConn, 7'2", gathers his feet, takes a quick dribble to freeze the defense, and drops an absolute dime on the backdoor cut. That's not normal. We don't see that from 7'2" centers. That's why teams have to guard him at the three-point line, even though he's less than 25% from three, because of his passing ability. Again, short roll action. He knows where Castle's going to be, needs to dribble to gather himself. No hesitation with the pass. This is point guard level stuff. The first cut by UConn is what the defense thinks is going to happen. The first cut actually opens up the second cut. King knows that, shows his IQ, the ball fake once to get the second cutter open for an absolute dime over the top. You can't guard that at the three-point line regardless of how tall you are. Donovan King, underrated passer.
All right, Donon Holmes, 6'9", 21. That is a tall dude and an athletic dude as well. Tell us more about him and what makes him so special.
And an All-American dude as well. Yeah, he was awesome for Dayton. 6'9", pick and pop guy. I'd like to see Donon Holmes in the lottery. I don't know if he'll make the lottery, but really between picks 15 to 25 is definitely a possibility for Donon Holmes, the Dayton star. One of the best front court players in college basketball this season was the Atlantic 10 and Dayton's Donon Holmes. You have to worry about his three-point shot, but there's no possible way that there is a player in this draft that at 6'9", you have to worry about his three and the ability to spin dribble off of a front court player. Average over 20 a game. He was the Atlantic 10's Player of the Year, second team All-American as well. Donon Holmes can put it on the deck at 6'9", Euro step and finish outside of just trying to go over top of the defender. Here's where he's really good. Pick and pop scenario. He's over 38% from three. He is going to be a dream to play with in the NBA in pick and pop and pick and roll action. He catches everything around the rim. He was also the Atlantic 10's Defensive Player of the Year. Under no circumstances should you try to test Donon Holmes at the rim. You are losing that battle every single time.
And finally, we are talking about Devin Carter. What I like about his card, we see elite. That is a common theme that keeps popping up on his card, Mike.
Yeah, because everything comes down to toughness, physicality, and intensity. Nobody plays harder than Devin Carter. Absolutely played his way into the lottery conversation really in the second half of the season. Carter's the real deal. At worst, Devin Carter is the second best defender in this draft. Watch the ground that he covers. Chases over the first screen, denies. UConn runs twist action, and then he has to fight over top and recover. Top 15 in the Big East as a point guard in block percentage. You can ask any coach in college basketball that played against Providence. They hated playing against Devin Carter because of how competitive he is. I like how No Ceilings kind of described him as he's college basketball's version of Troy Polamalu, and I think it's a perfect fit. Now, in one-on-one ISO, you shouldn't test Carter either. I want you to watch his feet, watch the hands, takes contact in the chest, ready for a shot, ready for a deflection. Offensive player goes to a Barkley, again recovering for a block at a 6'3" point guard is going to translate exceptionally well in the next level in the NBA. It's not just about defense for Devin Carter. He averaged 19 points per game and shot over 34% from three, but I like his ability to attack the rim as his best quality in the offensive end. He got smoother as his college career went on finishing over bigs. You could see the touch, the handle, the attack. Devin Carter's going to be a lottery pick. The kid is a hooper.
All right, next up we have pack number 3, and something tells me that it is going to be blue blood coated. That's the theme here.
Okay.
Just to get you guys excited. So pack number 3, show us what you got.
Oh, right. You're on point. You're on point.
I do have the answers to the test.
Well, because UConn is a blue blood now. We have solidified that after back-to-back national champions, so well done.
Exactly, yes. Danny Hurley making sure that they are in that conversation. Let's talk about Stefan Castle, because I like his player comp. It's a little bit of a combo there. I like that, MOD.
Yeah, a little Josh Hart, Alex Caruso in terms of what he can do really in year 1 and year 2, but just a big-time energy, versatile defender, rim attacker. Steph Castle, Big East Freshman of the Year. We cannot talk about lottery picks and not talk about Stefan Castle. 6'6", but a 6'9" wingspan. His ability to get out in passing lanes and get deflections, can guard essentially point guard through power forward position, is what makes him extremely versatile in this NBA draft. Goes under the screen against a non-shooter. Watch him recover to the point of attack to where he knows the offensive player wants to pivot and go the other way. Same possession, stays alive, and this is what NBA scouts love. Taking really good defense and turning it into great offense. He drops dime after dime in transition. At 6'6", remember, puts you in the mid-post. Watch him shot out of a cannon right here, showing the speed, athleticism, and strength to bump off a smaller defender and absorbs the contact. Castle was Big East Rookie of the Year for a reason. He was a mismatch nightmare, versatile defender, relentless energy. Watch his handle. Something he does need to improve on is his three-point shooting. Defender goes under the screen. Watch the wiggle. Watch the hezzy, absorbing the contact. Tough finish over a taller defender. That's what NBA scouts love. The wiggle, the hesitation, the pace, and the ability to finish tough. Castle's going to give you buckets in the next level. If he improves his three-point shooting, Castle will be an all-star.
Let's get to the Kentucky boys, starting with Reed Shepard. And this is a guy, as the months have gone on leading up to the draft, it feels like his stock just keeps rising and rising and rising, which is really cool when you think about his history, his family playing at Kentucky as well. A really cool story for Reed Shepard.
Awesome pull in this pack, because Reed Shepard would go really 1, 2, 3, 4 max. I don't think he falls out of the top 4 in the draft. A lot of Derek White just in terms of what he can do, two-way versatility. Sprinkle in a little old school Mark Price, and you got yourself a Reed Shepard top 5 pick. Reed Shepard is the best two-way player in college basketball and the best two-way player in the draft, period. Vanderbilt must swing the ball to the left wing. So Shepard knows that, showing his IQ, adjusts his positioning, and anticipates the ball getting swung, gets out for a deflection, dives on the floor for a loose ball. Rupp Arena would give him standing ovations for plays like this because they happened over and over again. Everybody's going to talk about his efficiency on the offensive end, but his defense is what makes him a top 3 prospect in this NBA draft. One of the best on-ball and off-ball defenders in the draft. And do not, under any circumstance, play drop coverage on Reed Shepard. Why? Well, he shoots over 52% from a three-point line. We haven't seen a player get drafted in the first round that shot over 50% from 3 since Michigan's Glenn Rice got drafted in 1989. You can see the form is perfect. The offhand, the follow-through, perfect balance for Reed Shepard. Now, if we know he's a good three-point shooter, that means defenses know that he's a good three-point shooter as well. So against Tennessee, you'll see a little drag screen action, and we'll see if Tennessee decides to actually switch. They look to switch. What happens here with Shepard and his ability to have great feel for the game, use your eyes to sell the shot. Quick hezzy, that Tennessee overextends their defense, and Shepard with the blow-by. You can literally see his eyes as he goes inside out, hezzy dribble. So tough, big-time finish.
Mike, let's get to his teammate, Rob Dillingham. When I look at his attributes in the NBA, bucket getter, ball handling, elite finisher, it feels like the total package and everything that you want in a player that's going to transition well into the NBA.
And only 19 years old.
Yes.
Might be the best ISO scorer in this draft. One-on-one, he's like a walking and one mixtape. That's why there's just so much Lou Williams in his game. It's hard to stop Dillingham one-on-one. The microwave of the SEC was Rob Dillingham. He is so tough in ISO, but he's more than just a one-on-one scorer. He's a highly intelligent player understanding reads. This is the same play. What he's reading is not his guy. He's reading Tennessee's defense being shifted with that crossover on the baseline between Kentucky teammates. Watch his eyes. He doesn't care about his guy. He knows as soon as that movement happens, he's going to have an open driving lane. A highly intelligent ISO scorer. Again, you have to guard him above the three-point line because he shoots over 35% from 3. But he doesn't even worry about his guy. He's paying attention to LSU's help defense. This is late in the game. You're down 4. You need a bucket. Watch this finish. This is absolutely absurd finishing ability in crunch time for Rob Dillingham. His eyes stay at the rim amongst the trees. It's one of the reasons why you see so much Lou Williams in his game because of the ability to shift the defense. Every single player wants to be a part of an and one mixtape. Well, guess what? Rob Dillingham is a walking and one mixtape. He will put you on the deck if you're not prepared. Dillingham is one of the best ball handlers we've seen in an NBA draft in years. ISO scorer, big time.
All right, next up we have Pack 4, and I might be the most excited about this one in terms of player comp, because one of these players, There's a lot of conversation. Some say that he should go first overall. A lot of, I guess, disagreement on where he should land in the draft. If that's not the best tease you've ever heard for a pack, I don't know what is.
I don't even know. Oh, wow. This is almost the All-American pack.
Yes.
This is the kind of pull that we got here. Yeah, wow.
The guy I was talking about, of course, is Zach Edey, because some folks are saying he should be in the top 5. He had a great combine, and then others are like, he's just tall. So kind of polarizing, but Zach Edey, he's incredible. If you've seen him in person, you know that.
He's the most dominating player in college basketball the last 2 years. There's the potential he could go late in the lottery. He probably falls outside of a lottery pick, but he is the modern day Yao Ming. There's no question about it. The way he moves laterally has gotten better over the course of time. The Canadian Colossus, Zach Edey, 7'4", 300 pounds. There is no way that you should be able to move like this. Watch how active he is, because this is what NBA teams are going to try to do. Get him to switch and have to guard a smaller, quicker guard. You see how low he gets and slides his feet, forces a difficult pass and a kick out. Zach Edey's feet are superior to where he was 3 years ago. He's going to end up at the free throw line. Defenses and offenses are always trying to pull him away from the rim. He sees that. Watch how quickly he recovers for the block. The best rim protector in college basketball by far was Zach Edey, and he even closes out quickly to the three-point line. He is so good at moving quickly, understanding angles, and closing out and protecting the rim. There isn't a player in college basketball that was more dominant in the last 2 years than Zach Edey. The #1 player in the country in half-court scoring efficiency. You can't move him away from the rim. You can't try to push him above the restricted circle. He does a fantastic job of holding his feet, understanding angles, timing, scoring around the rim. He is so hard to guard in pick and roll because of his ability to seal and hold. And don't forget, 7'4", 300 pounds. He averaged 36 minutes a game in the NCAA tournament. His conditioning is off the charts.
All right, let's talk about Marquette star Tyler Kolek. Tell us about his player comp, his game, and how that's going to transition into the NBA.
Best passer in the draft, hands down. He led the country in assists. A lot of Goran Dragic in his game because of his physicality and shiftiness. I just like the fact that he's a big-time floor general. May not fall in the lottery, but just outside the lottery is where you'll probably see Tyler Kolek get picked. The best passer in college basketball was Tyler Kolek, and he is the best passer in the NBA draft period because of his ability to court map when he has the basketball. I don't know of any player in the draft that can make this type of pass and this read. 3 defenders around him and a skip pass over 3 UCLA players to find an open 3. That is absolutely absurd. He led the country in assists, and he's laughably good at court mapping when he has 8 assists per game this past season for Tyler Kolek and Marquette. He's a good scorer too. His ability to find open space, sliding down to give his teammate a better passing angle, shoots over 38% from 3, so you have to close out hard, and he's a crafty finisher as well, and fearless. That's Zach Edey, and he's going to give Zach Edey a baby hook. He will regularly make that around the rim. There are very few players in this draft that you have to worry about after a shot goes in, but Tyler Kolek is one of them. 2 dribbles, and he's already picking apart your defense after you made a basket. It's not after a turnover. It's not after a long rebound. This is after a made basket. You cannot throw that any better. He is the Tom Brady of this NBA draft. Pinpoint precision on his passing. Tyler Kolek is elite.
And finally, Mike, we said it, there's going to be a lot of Colorado sprinkled throughout in these packs, and that brings us to Tristan da Silva.
He is velvet. The smoothest player in this draft is Tristan da Silva. Not anybody knows enough about him. Ultra smooth. A lot of Franz Wagner in his game. The ability to play 3 levels offensively. Underrated defender as well. Potential 12th, 13th, 14th pick in the draft.
Hey, as a Magic fan, I like that comp.
Yeah, there you go. NBA scouts absolutely adore Tristan da Silva's game because of his fundamentals and his pace and timing when he has the basketball. You have to worry about the three-point shot, over 35% from three, lands with 2 feet in the paint, draws 3 defenders for the kick out. That is what NBA scouts love. You have to worry about a three, and you have to worry about his decision-making passing the basketball. Let's track against this zone Tristan da Silva's ability to move. Does he have an open space around the free throw line? He doesn't stop there. He knows that a dribble up, we'll create an open angle on the right baseline. Ball fake, tough finish. We've got to see that finish again. Watch how he changes hands mid-air to finish that basketball. Very few players in the draft are going to be as smooth and efficient as Tristan da Silva. Top 40 in the nation in overall scoring efficiency, ahead of players like RJ Davis and Hunter Dickinson. 3 and D, get out, deflection, steal, in transition, manipulate the defense to get into the paint, finish tough. 7th in the Pac-12 in spot-up shooting efficiency, a highly competitive defender with an effortless offensive skill set. Tristan da Silva will most likely go in the lottery because of what we're seeing on film.
All right, finally, we have arrived at the final pack. That is pack number 5. I have a good feeling about it. How are you feeling?
Bittersweet. It's the last pack, but you know it's going to be a good one.
It is going to be good. And one of the guys in here, and we've talked about it before, MOD, so much heart, so much toughness, and that brings us to Jamal Shed.
The most tenacious defender in this draft, Jamal Shed. I love that. 21 years old, 6'1", probably will fall in the second round. So much Drew Holiday in his game, affects the game defensively in ways that you can't even fathom. Love Jamal Shed. Let's talk about one of the best winners in college basketball, Jamal Shed, snaking the ball screen on this play versus Cincinnati. This is NBA-type skill set stuff of understanding space and timing within pick and roll action. His defender adjusts, so he adjusts, and watch that. Same hand, same finish. Right hand, right foot finish. It kind of pauses the defense just enough to give himself a better angle. It's one of the reasons why Jamal Shed was one of the best point guards in the country this past season. You cannot talk about Shed without talking about defense. Most of the time, this is mouse in the house. He's only 6'1", but Jamal Shed isn't a mouse. He's a lion. His ability to push the offensive player away from the spot where he wants to go, go in with 2 hands, get deflections, get steals. Big 12 Player of the Year, first team All-American, Naismith National Defensive Player of the Year with that kind of effort. Jamal Shed also understands how to manipulate space. This is another NBA skill set. He knows if he attacks the paint, his teammate is in the dunker position, throws it up for a lob. Understanding Jamal Shed is understanding the fact that you've got a winner and you've got a player who is 94 feet of heart and hustle. His ability to pass the ball, 5th best assist rate in the nation, best in the Big 12. Jamal Shed will probably fall to the second round, but you better hang on to Jamal Shed's card. That's going to be a keeper.
Let's get to Jacoby Walter and something that stands out to me. He's 19 years old, but you mentioned his scoring maturity. Why is that so important for him?
High IQ player coming off screens. He's so smart. He plays like a veteran. That's why the way he plays is he can make shots off the bounce, off screens. A lot of Chris Middleton in his game. Probably mid-first round, you'll see Jacoby Walter. Didn't get talked about a lot. You're going to want to don't trade that one. That's going to be a good pull.
Okay.
Jacoby Walter is just 19 years old, but he plays like a veteran because his understanding of pro concepts when he played at Baylor as a freshman is high level. He doesn't get what he wants initially. You have to play him well beyond the three-point line because of his three-point ability. Throws it, gets it right back. That's called get action. Look at how low he gets to the floor. His left hand is literally on the ground to give himself balance for that pull-back, rip three-point shot. Again, he's going to get to his get action with Baylor and their post player. He's going to be patient. You can see him move without the ball, gets a pin down, doesn't like it, throw it, get it right back. Now we're going to see him in ISO against one of the best defenders in the country in Kevin McCullough. Look at that veer finish. Veers into McCullough to create separation. That highlight, that's play alone, will be shown over and over and over again for pro scouts on an NBA level. Walter is also very patient and understands how to run off screens. This stagger along the baseline is a perfect example. Watch him come across this stagger and get his feet, his hands ready. The rhythm, the pace, the timing of getting squared up. He doesn't need a lot of time to get it off, and he'll come off this screen, and he's supposed to go up high, but reads the Kansas defender coming up high, goes low. Walter, tough.
And finally, we are talking about Jared McCain. Tell us about his player comp. What makes him so special, Mike?
A better scoring version of Dante DiVincenzo. McCain in the second half of the season was awesome. 3-level scorer, good two-way player, over 40% from three, deep range, Steph Curry type range. A sharpshooter with an exceptionally high IQ is Jared McCain. He shoots over 41% from three, and he's got some range. Serious range, Steph Curry type three-point ability from him, way beyond the three-point line of where most players actually feel comfortable. He's really good at understanding space and moving to a better passing angle, moving to where the defense doesn't want to go. This is another really good example. You could see claps his hands. He wants this mismatch against a 7-footer. You have to worry about the three-point shot. We just showed you. Quick little ball fake between the legs, and uses his body to create just enough separation for that finish in the paint. The hezzy between the legs, boom, little veer finish over a 7-footer, pro-level stuff. You ask any hooper in the park, this is tough. In transition, full sprint, bump off your defender, create separation, grip it and rip it from a three-point line. Over 14 points per game. Excellent in the pick and roll. He was actually #1 in the ACC in pick and roll scoring efficiency. McCain is the real deal.